welcome back to my channel. This is Pashpika, the channel where we talk about the female stuffs, the feminine energy, the menstrual cycle, the productivity, everything related to the females. Here we're going to talk about how you can sync your cycle with your sex life, with the relationship, with your love life. Okay, I have already made 2 videos talking about the work and stress and exercise and diet with your cycle. I'm going to leave those videos in the comment section below. Make sure to check it out. But today is the last episode of the series of the part where we are talking about how to sync with your cycle. So I'm going to be talking about the relationship, sex and love in this video. So let's get dive into today's video. Before we go back, consider clicking the like button, guys. That if you want more such video, consider subscribing, hit the bell icon. Whenever we're gonna upload new videos, you're gonna get notified about it. Let's talk about how you can sync your cycle with your relationship, your love life, or your sex life, whatever it is. Okay, now as usual, you already know that there are the 4 phases: the follicular, ovulatory, luteal, and the menstrual phase. We're gonna begin with the follicular phase. Bleeding menstrual phase, your hormones are still kind of like a low phase, like the estrogen, progesterone, testosterone is still in a low stage. Of course, they're gonna start increasing in this phase, but still you're gonna see estrogen is low, and estrogen also helps in increasing the lubrication of the vagina. So at this particular time, your secretion is low, so you need to use a lube or external lubrication. You might see that you are seeing a dryness and all that, and that's normal, guys. Okay, because 2 of the phases in your entire month where you're gonna have a dry phase where the vaginal lubrication will not be like that as you want it to be. So just be okay with that. It's normal, it's completely normal, nothing wrong with you. Okay, according to the body. Now we're going to see about the relationship. As you have ended up the menstrual phase, you're starting with the follicular phase, your hormones will going to rise up. So this is the best time you can try new stuffs with your partner, with your boyfriend, with your husband, whomsoever is your partner, whatever it is. You can try the best new things at this particular time. Maybe you can go out for a walk, go for adventurous activity, do some cooking together, go out for new hobby class. I mean, you can enjoy with your partner this particular time because you're gonna feel more creative, more fresh. I have already covered that why you're gonna feel creative in the work video. I'm gonna leave that video in the comment section above, but you will naturally going to feel like you are on the top, and like you're gonna feel like you can be more creative. Then you can go out for a show or a movie or a museum. You can be more physical with your partner because you're gonna feel more creative and more energetic, and you want to try new stuffs. Now of course, since it's a dry phase, so you need to use an external lubrication. Sex focus, you can try the new different techniques, ways, methods, and all those tips in which you can have increase your pleasure in bed. Like you can do all those stuffs in this phase because you are kind of like about to increase your hormones. So you can try new stuffs with your partner, like maybe have a conversation with your partner what you want to do, what you want to do, and how you want to increase your pleasure for both of your partners. So that is the first phase. Let's talk about the second phase, the ovulatory phase. The ovulatory phase is a gem for this phase, is a gem for relationship, sex and love. Why? Because at the ovulatory phase, your cycle, your hormones are at the peak. So it's a quite peak. So you are having an amazing energy, high level of energy, high level of doing the things. There is a huge hype in your hormones, the estrogen, progesterone, and will going to be increased. You're gonna see your sex drive naturally will going to increase because this is the phase when ovary has released an egg and it's waiting to get fertilized by a sperm. So you will naturally going to see if your sex drive will going to increase, and due to the increase in the hormones, you're gonna see your vagina having a lot of the secretion, 20 times more than the normal secretion. Your cervical fluid will also going to increase. You're conceiving for a pregnancy, or if you want to become pregnant or have baby and kids, this is the best phase for you to have conceive and to actually receive it, and in a good and healthy way, because your hormones are your best friend in this particular phase. So you have an amazing sex life at this particular phase because the hormones are high, the secretions are very high, the sex drive is high, everything is in your favor. So that is the body stuff. The relationship, you can be more socializing, bonding with your partner, maybe trying new stuffs, maybe getting more social with him, more physical with him or her, whatever it is. You can enjoy your friends with the go on a party, have a cool hot date with your partner. You can discuss your relationship goals, like you can say what do you want with your partner in the future. Maybe if your girlfriend boyfriend wanted to get married, you can have a married goals, or having a baby, or visiting some new country or something like that. You can have a relationship goal set at this time with your partner. This is the best phase to have a conversation with your partner about your relationship goals, also being socializing and bonding with him more physically, more emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. You can have some common friends, party, or something like that. As I do have a lot of the secretions in this phase, and it's normal to have a lot of the secretion. You feel like you are kind of like having an egg white appearance, and there is a lot of secretion. It's very, very ideal if you're conceiving for becoming a pregnant. This is on to the third phase that we're going to talk about, the luteal phase. Now I'm going to divide the luteal phase into two parts, the first phase and the second phase, because in the first phase you're going to see your hormones are still high, so you can get the benefit of the ovulatory phase. But the second phase of the luteal phase, your hormone will going to dip. Okay, there will be huge decrease in the hormones in the second phase. So depending on that, I have divided into the two phases. Let's talk about how would be your body reacting towards a sex relationship with your partner. As your body is actually having a high estrogen and high progesterone level in the first phase of the luteal phase, so you are getting all the benefits of the ovulatory phase in the first phase of the luteal phase, and that is also the wet phase for you. You can have an amazing sex, go on with the hot dates, being socializing, and having all the benefits and having a good lubrication for your vagina and cervix. But as you move on to the second phase of the luteal phase, your hormones will going to dip, and you're gonna see there is a huge decrease in your sex drive. You're gonna see the lubrication of your vagina is about to decrease, kind of like a dry phase. The second phase kind of like a dry phase, and you want to go more inwards towards that. And that is the best way to actually reflect on your relationship with your partner on emotional level, mental level of your life. You can actually analyze your relationship, how it's going with your life. Are you satisfied with your relationship life? Are you satisfied with your sex life? Like, you can reflect and you can go inside at this particular phase in the second half of the luteal phase. In the first phase of the luteal phase, you can having the benefits of the ovulatory phase, so you can very well go with the things that you have been doing in the ovulatory phase. But in the second phase of the luteal phase, you're gonna see a big decrease in your hormones. So due to that, the secretion would be less, the sex drive would be less, and you want to have slower sex, or maybe you want to actually don't have a sex. I mean, it's normal. Okay, don't think that there is something wrong with you, because the moment we see that our hormones are decreasing and we are starting to having an intuition or inner reflection or the thoughts and processing and all that, don't think that it's just the hormonal. Okay, your body is giving you the signs if something is bothering you, whether it's in your work life, relationship life, love life, sex life, whatever it is, something is bothering you, it will going to give you a hint in this particular phase. This is the best phase to have an internal reflection on the things that's working in your life, whether you are satisfied or not, what do you need to change on, what you need to talk with your partner, and all those stuffs. So you can do the domestic projects together with your partner. You can evaluate your relationship, which I already talked about that. You can talk together and stay in the date night with your partner. Ask what you can do to make relationship better, because evaluate, okay? Because in the ovulatory phase, when your hormones are high, you don't even consider the things that are bothering you anymore. But when your hormones are low in the luteal phase and also in the menstrual phase, your hormones are low, you can utilize these phases to actually evaluate on your relationship, the things that are bothering you. Are you really satisfied? Is it really making you happy? What you can do to increase your happiness, your enjoyment, and all. Last phase, that is the fourth phase, is the menstrual phase. Now, since your hormones are low in this particular phase, this is another dry phase. Okay, the one was the follicular phase was dry, and the second, this phase is also dry. Now, some people might think that the menstrual bleeding or the blood can act as a liquid or the lubricant, but no. Blood is not acting like a lubricant. It's still a dry phase for you. You need to use an external lubrication or lube to have a sex at this particular phase if you want to have. Now, having period sex is kind of like a taboo in some of parts of the world, and this thing is not that much talked. So it depends on your thoughts, on your thinking, how you feel at this particular time, because you have your instinct, your emotional instinct or your internal instinct very strong at this particular phase. You can have a conversation with your partner if something is bothering you at this particular phase. You can have more self-care stuff at this particular phase. You can have a hot massages, hot bath, or something like that. You can focus more on the self-care for your part, and you can spend more time alone with yourself, or be with the nature, or reading the books, watching movies, or listening to some calm music, whatever it is. And if you want to have sex with your partner, you can go with that as well. But consider this is a dry phase, so you need to have an external lubrication. But one thing has been actually researched in this phase, that at the time of the menstrual bleeding, when you are having the cramps or having a little bit of the perineal pain, if you are actually massaging your clitoris or that particular area, it actually increases the release of the oxytocin. If you are having a clitoral massage or massage over that area, you're going to increase the oxytocin release, and that will going to help you feel more better in the menstrual phase, dealing with the cramps and all that stuff. So it depends, okay? All these phases are very gradual, so it depends on how you want to use it, on what you're feeling and what you're feeling comfortable in doing that. Some people are comfortable in having the sex and the periods, and some people are don't. I mean, it depends on you, okay? There is a no straightforward answer that if you are not feeling comfortable, then there is something wrong with you or something like that. No, okay? It depends on you, what you want, how you want, and how it makes you feel, okay? If it's not making you feel good, don't do it. Body reacts in a different way, so does our mind and emotional health and everything, and we need to respond according to it. But utilizing the menstrual phase for your inner instinct, focusing on what are the things bothering, reflection, analysis, and all those stuff is really a great part of the menstrual phase, which is really going to help you. And if you're having the cramps, then try some clitoral massage. It may help you feel better. Quality time with yourself, always lubricate in this phase because it's a dry phase. So hopefully this video will going to help you sync your cycle with your relationship, sex, and love life, because it's not just about working, eating, or stress, or exercising. We also need to sync our relationship, our love life, or sex life with the cycle, so that we have the benefits of every phase of our cycle, doing the best we can for our life and live a fulfilling life. Hopefully you find this video useful. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you syncing your life, your work, your relationship with cycle or not? I would really love to hear from you. Thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I'll gonna see you in the next week's video. Till then, take care. Bye guys.